California, el retador, el invicto, el matador Ilia Topuria. Escuchamos esa canción en este momento histórico.
One shot, got the finish like he said. That man is an absolute legend.
Featherweight championship.
Really believes that.
Well, that's why I'm very into the style of Ilia Topuria. Having a problem already.
Power. Gotta be careful as he backs out.
Music, music, applause, music. Unbelievable knockout by you. Start one shot, not the finish. Like he said, that man is an absolute legend. As much as Topuria would have preferred a knockout, he didn't get that, but he looked very satisfied with a win over Max Holloway as he successfully defended his title and increased his streak to 16 wins in 16 fights. A close fight in the opening round gave way to a lopsided performance from Topuria with each passing minute, as he just poured on the punishment. Round after round, which left Holloway a bloody mess. When the final horn sounded, the judges all scored the fight 5,050-45, which moved Topuria to 31-0 against Holloway and saw him defend his title. Our UFC featherweight championship really believes with that performance. Topuria is now looking at Volkanovski as potentially his next stop after dispatching Holloway in his very first attempt. Max Holloway is an absolute beast, Topuria said after the win. I just proved to you that I'm more than the guy that goes the easy way. Bring the champs. I want to be busy. I want to move up and go for double champs, and I'll keep two divisions busy. That's why I'm very style having a problem already. Power got to be careful as he backs out. Bring on Volkanovski again, and I'll do to him what I just did to Holloway. It was a game of inches between two of the best featherweights in the world at the start, with Topuria loading up on a right hand and Holloway moving forward while looking to establish his volume. Striking attack. The difference in the early going was Topuria's timing and speed as he was connecting in rhythm with a stinging left followed by a hard right behind it. Holloway started to return the favor whenever he could draw out the exchanges, which allowed him to throw several punches in succession, and that's where he was finally starting to land on target. Despite some adversity here and there, Topuria was consistently connected with more power, and that forced Holloway to be wary of overextending himself. Adjustments. Beautiful music. Inside. Nice entry. Midway through the second round, Topuria unleashed a perfectly timed counter right hand that caught Holloway coming forward, and the result was a huge gash opened up over the Hawaiian's left eye. The cut was in a bad spot directly over the eye as blood started dripping down Holloway's face. There was understandable urgency from Holloway at the start of the third, especially dealing with such a terrible cut that could force the ringside doctor to take a deeper look at him later in the fight, and changes. He doesn't give you a chance, might be hurt. Follows up against to the body lead. The problem was the blood getting into the eye, along with Topuria's precision and power were a terrible combination for Holloway trying to make a comeback. Incredibly, Topuria was still upping his output late in the fight as he really started to pursue Holloway with that same slick jab from the left that was always followed by a devastating right behind it. The damage was really mounting on Holloway, with Topuria just pouring on the punishment yet still staying controlled enough that he never gave the former champion an opening to catch him. It off. Beautiful. As the seconds ticked away to the close of the fifth round, Topuria was still trying for the finish while Holloway's face was just covered in blood and sweat as he saw the fight slip away. Topuria had already defined himself as the best featherweight in the sport, but he now holds 3 wins over Holloway, who previously had his own argument as one of the top 145 pounds fighters in history without a champion currently crowned at lightweight. Topuria made a compelling argument that perhaps he could be one half of whatever title fight gets made when the UFC prepares for the next championship fight in the division. Topuria would have preferred a knockout win, even while he said that he must have understood the kind of challenge that knocking down Holloway, who had never been knocked down before, would pose. Power by see UFC featherweight champion Ilia Topuria had boasted he'll be the first to knock out Max Holloway when they compete for the UFC 38 featherweight title Saturday, but Holloway didn't seem bothered by the smack talk, accusing Topuria of trying to impersonate UFC great Conor McGregor. The 27-year-old Topuria told MMA Junkie he will point to the middle of the octagon for a throwdown of the battle Saturday. in Abu Dhabi as Holloway did when fighting Justin Gaethje for the symbolic BMF title at UFC 300 in April. That didn't end well for GG, who was sent to the canvas by Holloway's powerful right hand in the final seconds of the fight. It just makes no sense, Holloway said of T's trash talk. Just tune in, man, tune in. I think he didn't deserve that kind of moment. He had that moment with Josh M. And someone shot someone, took someone down, someone. To me, I don't think he deserves. You've got to earn that right. I don't think he deserves that right. I mean, you guys know the guy he's copycatting. This guy is a copycat down to his tattoos, to his aura, to the way he's approaching fights. The guy is a copycat, Holloway insisted. Toya hasn't earned that right despite an opportunity to do so. Despite his 2023 defeat of Josh EMT by unanimous decision at the end of the day, I think you've got to earn that moment, and I believe he could have earned it with Josh EMT, said Holloway, a 32-year-old Hawaiian. In their 5-round war, Josh EMT was trying to swing. If you guys go back to that fight and watch what happened when Josh EMT tried to swing, someone shot and someone held someone down for the rest of the fight. So I think the moment needs to be earned, and he's just trying to steal stuff. He's already trying to steal one person's aura, and now he's trying to steal somebody else's thing. If there's anyone who knows what these two athletes bring to the table, it's the former champion and pound-for-pound best fighter in the world. To the ground, brother, we're adults. Let me talk, we're adults. Brother, let me talk. Down, Cal, down. Stay quiet, stay quiet, stay quiet. I don't even ask you if I deserve Alexander the Great Volkanovski, given how Alexander Banovsky is currently up 3-0 to Max Holloway but 1-0 down to Ilia Topuria. You might expect the Aussie to side with the man who knocked him out in his last fight, but he's actually siding with Bless to recapture gold out in Abu Dhabi. Breaking down this weekend's highly anticipated title fight via the Main Event YouTube channel. Volkanovski would acknowledge that even though Topuria does present a dangerous challenge, Holloway is prepared for anything that El Matador throws his way. He's a heavy puncher, he does have good grappling, but I do think that Max's takedown defense is going to be too much. If he does try to take him down, I don't think he'll have any success. As per the UFC stats page, Ilia Topuria averages 192 takedowns per 15 minutes, with a 56% takedown accuracy. On the flip side, Max Holloway retains a stunning 85% takedown defense. I do think it'll be on the hands, predicted Volkanovski, as he noted how Holloway knows that he can't just sit in the pocket with someone like Ilia, who has scored a knockdown in all 4 of his previous 4 fights. I will point to the ground and you can do whatever you want to stay in the middle. Shake the hand and you stay in the middle, if not run away. I will cut you anyways, I will cut you. Take your trust me, you're going to wake up from a long. I think he'll be able to outwork him from the outside, and going 5 rounds with Max Holloway isn't easy, especially if you're a pop and rocker looking for that power shot. Look, he might catch him, but I think it's going to be a long and hard night for Topuria, and that's not me knocking the guy, it's just I fought Max 3 times and I know how good the guy is. Volkanovski has 3 decision wins over the veteran Hawaiian, and having shared the octagon for a whopping 75 minutes, believes all that experience will pay dividends at UFC 38 on October 26. You need to be prepared for 5 rounds of war every single time, because he's coming, and even if you're going to crack him hard, he's going to keep coming even when things aren't going his way. That 3rd fight I had with him, nothing was going his way, but he did not come off task. I think he's going to be just a little bit too much. I know I has got great hands, you know, great wrestling, great jiu-jitsu, great fighter. I'm not knocking him one bit, it's just I'm just back in the guy that he's facing. Ilia Topuria fires back at Alexander Volkanovski for his strange prediction. Unsurprisingly, the Australian's prediction for blessed victory out in Abu Dhabi hasn't gone down too well with the current featherweight champion, who took aim at his former opponent in an interview with Alvaro Colonero of ABC Spain. I've seen the latest statements he's been making about my first with Max Holloway. He thinks that Max Holloway is going to beat me, but I don't think he really believes that, claimed Topuria before questioning Volkanovski's motive. And that guy's facings proved himself time and time again. So, and how many times has Max been in this position? He goes out there and makes the fight look easy, you know what I mean, like, and that could happen. It's what he wants to happen, because it's much easier to do a rematch with a guy you have beaten 3 times than with the one who knocked you out in 7 minutes, obviously, because he is a bit of a scoundrel. If I dominated you, if I knocked you out, how are you going to say a guy that beat you 3 times is going to beat me? I don't really understand it. Volkanovski is expected to be next in line for the title shot and has recently confirmed his plan is to return on the UFC 312 card in Australia next February. Topuria warns that the great could still be overlooked. Happened this weekend, then all of a sudden me and Max are doing a number 4, will he be the next one to face me? I don't know, honestly. It depends on how things develop.